Hey, what's up? Alright, I don't know how much time I have, so I didn't really prepare, didn't even put on a shirt, didn't do my hair, so I just put on a hat. This is a serious vlog, and that sucks, because I'm in a good mood. Alright, so I wrote my notes down on a receipt, and not even like the back of the receipt, I wrote on the front of the receipt where I can't even read what I wrote, so this is going to be awful. Alright, there's a lot, or there's not a lot, but there's some that I won't talk about because I just don't know how to say it yet. But I think all of the important things I know how to say, roughly. I mean, I don't, but I know what I want to say. I mean, I don't, but I have notes, so that might help. So we're going to start with the trial run thing. You said that this weekend, which obviously failed, which thank God, because I was dying, you said that it'd be like, this weekend would be like a trial run for if I decided that, like, I wanted nothing to do with you or something like that. And it's kind of funny you mention it, because yesterday I did think about that. Like, if you decided that, you know, after doing some thinking that maybe this wasn't worth it, or it wasn't working, or anything like that, then I thought I'd probably, like, I'd still love you, and I'd still want to talk to you, and I'd still want you as a part of my life, but I don't think I'd be able to do that right away, or even sort of remotely soonly, that's not a word, probably a name, soonly, but I thought I probably would have to go like a significant amount of time without talking to you, just to sort of, I guess, separate myself from you again, if I could. I don't even know if that would work either. It might just be a ridiculously miserable few months to a year, maybe more. Then at the end of it, I'd try and talk to you and it'd still be there, and then I wouldn't know what to do. But no, I don't like that. So I don't think about that. And then you mentioned, I hardly remember the context you mentioned any of this because I wrote it and it isn't hurting me. You mentioned hurting me, and I think the only way you could hurt me would be lying. That's the only thing you could do. I mean, like, say you found someone else, or you got sort of tired of me, or you didn't feel it anymore, and you wanted it to end. I couldn't get mad at you for that, because that's not inherently your fault. That's the second time I've used inherently in the past 2 vlogs. Wow, word of the day, week, shut up. So, like, I mean, if you met someone else, I couldn't get mad at you for that. Because then you'd just be trying to be happy, as well as trying not to have to, like keep me along with that, I guess. I don't know. Okay, options. This is already just almost 4 minutes. Cool. Alright. I'm not gonna edit this, so. Oh, look at the lighting, isn't that weird? Okay. I asked what the options were, and I've come up with about 4. That's all I've got. And one of them I'm not going to say until later, because it sort of fits towards the end of the vlog, or the end of my notes. I don't know, that's when I'm going to stop vlogging. It probably will be, because I'm awful at vlogging. You asked what the options were. Well, the first one is obviously we can keep doing what we're doing. And I like that one. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to list them in order of like how I like them or anything, just to sort of make sure that if you were going to try and decide or pick an option, that it wouldn't be sort of biased, or like you wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be pushing you towards one or the other. But obviously I like that one. Another option would be less an option, more a possibility that you find someone eventually, or you just get tired of me or stop feeling the way you feel. And I don't like that. It's okay. So I'm probably going to say how I feel about each option. So forget the whole not pushing you towards one option thing, because obviously I'm not very good at that. Another option would be if you thought it would be easier to just try and be friends again. Just like when we first started, like our first, how long did we last? A month? Something like that. Maybe. I don't think it lasted a month, just being friends. And then the last option I'll mention near the end, and you asked, okay, so I'm really bad at segues. You asked about preparing, like what preparing was, and if it takes away from the present, and like for me it doesn't, because, God, it's already 6 minutes, almost, Jesus, I ramble. For me it doesn't, because a lot of people, they learn something sad might happen. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to, I'm saying it might. It's a possibility. They learn that it might happen, and that destroys them. I mean, they think, oh, this might happen, so I should be sad about it now and until it either does or does not happen. And I think like, oh, this might happen, and I'll be sad then. But I don't have to be sad. It hasn't happened yet. I don't have to be sad now. So like, I'm going to be as happy as I can until that moment. And if it doesn't happen, then I'll just continue being 1,000 times more happy than I would be had I thought like everyone else and just been like, oh, it's just gonna happen, it's sad, so I'm gonna be sad. That's not me. So that's sort of what preparing is for me. It's sort of like when I prepare, it's like I make sure that I've assessed the situation and the possibilities, and like I think about it and just make sure, and I like sort of plan out what I would do if it happened. But it doesn't necessarily control me like I imagine you might think it does. Alright, I guess that works for preparing. You mentioned how quickly this was transpiring and how you wish the happy moment would have lasted longer, and I was thinking that exact same thing, so hashtag reasons why we're friends. But like, I feel like if we figure this out now, it sort of either sets us up to be happier, or it gets depending on how we decide or what we figure out, it either gets the sad part out of the way, or it sets us up to be happier for however long. And obviously I'm hoping for the happier. Oh, okay, I'm almost at the end. Alright, so this is the last option that I thought about, as well as you mentioning the 1% thing. And that okay, the option I thought was that maybe we could try a label, like make it sort of exclusive, public, whatever. And I had a few problems with this option for obvious reasons of we're rebels, but also because I know you don't do labels and I know I don't do labels, or at least I don't know. And another huge problem I had with it was because when we were talking about something, I don't know, my garbage memory, you said something about solidifying commitments makes you feel trapped, and that's hardly what I want you to feel with me. I don't want you to feel like you have to be with me. Like, the minute you stop being happy, I want to know, and I want you to tell me and not feel like you can't or shouldn't. And then another problem I had with it was that and this one I thought my way out of, was that if you put a label on something, especially something like this, then it can definitely end. Like, if we made this a thing, we could break up. Like, you can't, if you're just friends, you can't break up, really. But you can head over stupid stuff if you have a label. But then I was thinking about it, and I thought, I mean, with where we are, if you decided to stop, it pretty much would be breaking up anyways. So that's that option. Not super sure how I feel about it, because I'm still a lot conflicted. This is longer than yours. I suck at talking. Holy crap. Alright, there was one more thing I was gonna say, but it was already what I texted you about the whole recovery thing. I'm just gonna stop talking now, because holy crap. 11 minutes, wow. Okay, well, that's my vlog quota for the year. I think I got most of what I wanted to say out of the way. Wow, serious vlogs suck because I'm in such a good mood. I should have put a shirt on. That's it. That's all I can think about. Don't need that anymore. I missed. Alright, don't. That's it. I love you. And I miss you. I'll see you eventually.